moving on our lecture basal ganglia and anatomy and physiology. So we can think like that way, like our brain is a kingdom and the basal ganglia are like the royal advisors. So they don't command your muscle directly, but the uh, but the what the kingdom need, they control the which movement happen, when happen, how smoothly happen, how smoothly going on the movement. Like there is, it's filter unnecessary movement, like there is no, it's help to the start the movement and the continue or the stop the movement when the movement is unwanted movement is the stopped. That is the control by our basal ganglia, and how the moment is when to start, how to start, that is the control by our basal ganglia. So what are the basal ganglia? Basal ganglia is basal ganglia is a group of nuclei, like cluster of neurons. There is a cluster of clusters of neurons. So it is deeply inside, present in deep inside in our brain, in brain. So it is the like gate that open and close the allow to the movement or flow. So there is some components. What are the components? So there is a caudate nucleus, and I am going to explain like shape and location. So the caudate nucleus is the C-shaped, and along with the, it is presented with the, along with the lateral ventricle, presented with along lateral ventricles. So its role is, main function is, like it's a part of the input center. It's a part of input center. So moving on, there is a putamen. Regarding putamen, it is beside the caudate like a cell. There it is beside the caudate. So it is like this is the caudate. So putamen, this is a putamen, this is a caudate. So beside the caudate nucleus there is a putamen. So it is like a cell, and it is also a input center. We discussed regarding how function or the pathway develop in further. So after that there is a globus pallidus. This is inside the putamen, present inside the putamen, and it's a output nucleus. Function is a output nucleus. So making it clear, change the color code. So better to understand the functional aspect. So we can mention in brief here. Red function, black is location and size, location and shape. Okay, moving on. And regarding this globus pallidus, there is two segments, one internal and one is external. So it have two segments. So that's are globus pallidus internal segment, internal, and another is external. So internal is the medial side, location is medial side, and this medial is internal. So you can mention internal, here is external. So medial side, and its function is send message out. It send message out. Send impulse out. Send impulse out. Impulse out. Moving on, internal. External. It is a lateral side. Lateral. So its function is like intermediary. Its work as intermediary. When we discuss the pathways, we know about regarding how it is intermediary. So moving on, the subthalamic nucleus. So here is hypothalamus, and beside there is this is the subthalamic nucleus. So regarding subthalamus, it is below the thalamus. Below, location is below thalamus. And its function is excite the output center. It's excite output center. And moving on, the substantia nigra. Regarding this substantia nigra has it's present in the midbrain, has a darker color due to the melanin, and it's modulate the movement. So it's have two compartment. When we divides, this is two. Substantia nigra compacta. Substantia nigra compacta. Another is the reticulata. Substantia nigra reticulata. So compacta make dopamine. Synthesis of dopamine, and it act like globulus platus internal. So it sends output impulse. But this modulate the movement. So we have discussed the component of the theme, how these are. So in this image also you can look. So this is the midbrain portion, and it's the brainstem, and this is the cerebellum. When we look, the tail and the body of this is the caudate nucleus, and caudate nucleus has the tail body and nucleus. So we are moving on the functional unit. So there is, and these all forming the basal ganglia. The basal ganglia are caudate nucleus, putamen, and caudate nucleus and putamen form a stratum, and there is the globulus pallidus, and there is the medial lateral aspect. So this forming and there is the basal subthalamic nucleus and substantia nigra and thalamus. These are the component. Now moving on, functional unit. Discuss regarding functional unit. So there is the striatum and stratum. These are form of the combined form of the caudate and putamen form the stratum, and this is both are combined called stratum. These both are called, and there is a lentiform nucleus, and there is a lentiform nucleus. So lentiform nucleus means there is putamen and the globus pallidus, and this combined is called known as lentiform nucleus. And then another is the corpus striatum. These are corded. These are corded and lentiform. Lentiform collectively known as corpus stratum. So moving on the physiological aspect. So if we are moving our hand, okay, and I just imagine I am moving my, I want to move my arm, okay, or hand. So there is some plan, like when we discuss from the cortex, there is some plan come from the motor cortex and go and need to the check is it is the correct or not movement if needed, check for if the movement is needed or not. So there is the adjustment of the tone and the force in the arm, and if it is all, everything is wrong, if everything is right, everything going well, then this our basal ganglia send the impulse, go and do, go and do. So there is the two pathway, there is direct and indirect pathway. Direct pathway help to the initiate the movement to the green signal, another is the red signal. So if unwanted movement or there is no needed movement is going on, so it's has a red light or the traffic as usual red light, so it need to, it send message to the stop. So moving on, pathway. There are two pathways, direct and indirect pathway, and another one is the dopaminergic pathway, that is known as modulator pathway. So when we discuss the two pathways, there is pathways, direct pathway, another is indirect pathway, direct pathway. It's a initiate or send impulse, go, and another one is indirect pathway and it's say stop, so or wait for the moment. So moving on,